I've been a while. In fact, it's been a while since I've done a video, to be fair. But yeah, I'm busy with live stuff, with work and such. So we are in World of Tanks, and I haven't done a video for a while, and I have been playing it. I've been playing because obviously we had the Carnarvon Action 10 event go on, where you can get a discount, or if you got to tier 10 you can have the whole thing for free. I ended up getting 80% on it. I did have a couple of days left, but it would have been going at it full hog, and I think by the time I got to 80% I'd had enough by that point. So you know, tier 8 tank for I think it was just over a tenner. You can't grumble at that. Well, I won't anyway. I was very happy with that vehicle. This one I got for my birthday from the Minions. They tend to get me a tank most years, and this is the one I got this year, and I was very, very happy with it. It's it's the variant of the Mark 1. So this is the tech tree version, and then the Australian variant is the premium version, which is the Centurion Mark 5 one. But if you go to take it to the compare, which is a nice new feature they got in the tanks now, this is set up with a stock, so there's nothing on the vehicles. All the equipment has been removed, and it's just based on the current crew. But if I just put it to 100% crew, and then the same on that one, so they've got no skills, then that will show a little bit more equal. If you've got the tank, you normally get 100% crew with it. This will be what you get. Obviously you don't get 100% crew when you get the Centurion, but this will be once you've gotten to that point, obviously. So they're pretty much identical in every respect. You've got average damage 130, you've got average penetration 126. That's for standard AP, of course. It's a little bit more for premium. We'll take a look at that in a second. Fire rate is about 8.3 a minute, and then you've got reload time is 7.1 seconds. By the time you put Brothers in Arms vents, you can knock a second off that. You can get it down to about 6.1 with vents, Brothers in Arms, and obviously a gun lay and drive. Gun depression is 10 degrees going down, 18 going up on both tanks. It's pretty much identical all through the board. The only difference is changes is the Mark 1 has 50 extra hit points than the Centurion Mark 5 one, the Australian variant, the premium version, which is odd because it's got less hit points on the whole. The Centurion Mark 1 only has 76 at the front of the hull, 50 at the sides and 38 at the rear, whereas the premium version has 120 at the front, 50, 38 at the rear, which is the same apart from the front. It has more, so why it has less hit points, don't quite understand. Surely this should have 120 as well, or even maybe 140 to give it that extra. I don't know quite how that works out. Tank is a hell of a lot lighter though. It's 44 tons versus 51 for the premium, but it has a smaller engine, so it's actually not quite as good at accelerating and manoeuvring over different terrains, which but obviously it's got the bigger engine, but it weighs more, but it's still good. Obviously the camo rating is actually on a stock tank is a little better as well, not by a lot, but it's a percentage in it. So once you've got the crews configured, so if we go here, now bearing in mind these have, because it was an older crew, so they've got repairs rather than camo skills, because back then the repair consumables were one use only, so you didn't necessarily want to use them early in the game, especially if your tracks got knocked out. You wanted the crew to do it as quickly as possible, so I tended to go on mediums with repairs over anything else while they were training, like to get Sixth Sense and all those. It is a skill that gets better as they go. Whereas with this crew, it's a fresher crew, so the consumables now had a 90-second cooldown on them, so they were reusable. So I tended now to go more to concealment. It's easier to get into position when you've got a little bit of concealment on your vehicle. And if we put what they've actually got on there, so we can apply that, the concealment goes up by quite a lot, even though it actually hasn't. Maybe it's not updated. I don't know. Did I not apply it? I did. Current crew. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought the concealment was a lot higher than that. So let's go to the tank in the garage. Let's put the crew in. Ah, that might be why there's not actually a crew in it. Let's return the crew. They should transfer from the tier 10. Go to there we go. 17 when you're moving. That's not actually too bad when you're travelling along. If you're travelling next to a tank, there's a chance he'll be spotted. You'll start taking hits, and unless whoever's shooting at him misses him and hits you, you may well get away. It's not foolproof, but you have a better chance of not being spotted while moving into position on certain maps, because some maps are smaller than others, so a little bit of concealment can help you. There's obviously other things you can do as well, and it's not the first thing I go for, but obviously, yeah, this guy, he'll probably do concealment the next time around, but I think his view range is more important, so which brings his view range up to 434 with Brothers in Arms and vents. So that's actually pretty good. You can spot a fair few vehicles from that distance. It's not the maximum, but it's anything over 400, I think, is you're doing okay. Right, so I think what we'll do, we'll jump straight into a game. It's set back in the day when I did the video for this. It was set on Himmelsdorf on the hill, and that's exactly where we are about to go now. So I shall catch you in a second. Right, and welcome back to Himmelsdorf, which is the same. Matter of fact, we're going exactly the same way. We're on the same side we were on when we did the Mark 1 video, which was quite some time ago. But because the tanks are near enough identical, this could be looked at, I suppose, as an update to that video. Because obviously we've looked at the slight differences in terms of weight and engine power. Other than that, it's pretty much the same with both vehicles. They're all about the turret. It's all about the hold down. Obviously, apart from this having more armour at the front, 120 versus I think it was 76 for the Mark 1. Other than that, it's still all about the 254mm you got at the front of this, the front of the turret. Obviously, the commander's hatch is a problem, but we can see it's not actually that big. It's that ring around it that they got us aimed for. It's not that pronounced, quite as well as it is on the Carnarvon Action 10, which is the new premium British premium Tier 8 vehicle. It's a little bit more easier to hit, and we're going to see a couple of those very shortly. So the Bulldog has got over to the other side. In fact, we've got right up to the top. There's only 3 of us up here at the moment. We've got an IS-3 and an IS-6 coming in behind, and a Tier 9 medium. And all he spotted is the Lorraine, but he hasn't gone over because the Lorraine pretty much could wipe him out with a clip. Oh, and we spotted an IS-3, a Jagdpanzer. So they were waiting, they were sitting in wait for someone to go pounding over that over that ridge, and then just get absolutely slaughtered. So fortunately that didn't work. Well played to the Bulldog for not risking it. I mean, he could have. On his own, he had a chance against the Lorraine, because once the Lorraine's fired his 6 shots, he's got a hell of a long reload. But we still need to get rid of him first because of his clip damage. And already we're up to 120 blocks, because all they're managing to see is the turret. The Lorraine knows it, wants to get a look at my hull, but he just hasn't got the armour for it. He has got the gun depression. So we've got a Centurion Action, Carnarvon Action 10 in the background, so we're going to look for the ring. There we go. Ideally they want to be pushing forward, I believe. It'll be even though they'll be closer, there'll be more of an angle. So hitting that would be a little, I'd have to expose more of the vehicle. We missed that shot. We're up to 2,900 block damage. And there's an awful lot of vehicles down there. There's a Tier 9 TD with no way we're going to penetrate him, but we might be able to get a couple in the back. Yeah, we did. There's also a Charioteer down there. Got another one in his coupler. The IS-3's moving forward. Our IS-6 has gone over. I don't think that was wise. 4,000 block damage now. The IS-6 can't say the same. One in the Charioteer, he misses. Oh, get one in the lower plate. the Jag Tiger. With our 6.1 second reload, we might actually get another one in there. No, Carnarvon wants it. Not going to worry too much about the IS-3. I'm not sure he's got the angle for it. Ah, this guy's got the idea. He's moving forward. This makes it a lot more difficult. To get a shot at him, I have to move further over, so I'll go for the one behind and miss. Ricochet on that one. Up to 5,760 blocked at the current time. We still have full hit points. 2 of the tanks on the hill are dead already. He's got away. No, miss. The rest of the team have pretty much wiped, taking it down the bottom. They've got control down there. The Jag Panzer has bugged out. He's not having none of it. Oh, got that. I didn't think that was going to go, but it went in. So they've moved in closer. It's a little bit... Oh, they've given up with AP. They're starting to fire HE now. So I took 24 damage. And our Tier 9, he got himself shot, and he's had enough. He's going over with his clip. Put one more in the Centi, and the Carnarvon rather. And he's down. He's down. The IS-3. Now I'm over the hill, so I'm going to have to push him forward to him really. Get him look at my turret. Or track him. Oh, he's not fired, so maybe his ammo rack's out. No, he's going for the IS-3. So we ended up with 6,680 blocked. Wow. That's not always going to happen, but it's possible. So we got our first Master of Excellence, only a Class 1 badge, not quite enough for a Master. I think we needed a few kills. We got Gall-Headed, Confederate, Steel Wall and High Caliber. We also finished top of the board, which again is always nice. Fired 25, we hit 20, 19 of those penned for 4,393 damage. The big one though for me is we blocked 6,680 by taking 21 hits and only 2 of those penned, and I believe those were the HE shots.